a police chief has announced that he is against the decriminalization of marijuana in Maryland because on the first day that marijuana was legalized in Colorado, 37 people died. Now, I know what you're saying. That's a little bit weird. Where did he get that idea? This is a police chief named Michael Pristoop who said the first day of legalization, that's when Colorado experienced 37 deaths that day from overdose of marijuana. I remember the first day it was decriminalized, there were 37 deaths. Now, State Senator Jamie Raskin immediately realized what was going on here, which is that the good sheriff, the police chief, thought that a fake news article from the Daily Current jokingly saying 37 people died of a marijuana overdose, ridiculing the entire concept, was real news and corrected him. And then the police chief saying, well, if it was a misquote, then I'll stand behind the mistake, which I don't even really understand what that means. If it's a misquote, he stands behind the mistake. Whose mistake? His own. He's standing. And what does it mean to stand behind a mistake? Clearly the police chief getting very flustered, Lewis, but still, as we've reported extensively, no evidence that there is such a thing as a marijuana overdose.
Right. And he said, I'm holding on to the information I was provided. Well, the information is completely fabricated. I mean, what's he holding on to?
I'm trying. Let me go over this again, Lewis. I'm trying to understand. He says 37 people died of marijuana overdose. Jamie Raskin says it's from the Daily Current. It's fake news. And he says, if it was a misquote, then I'll stand behind the mistake, but I'm holding on to information I was provided. I can't understand this statement. I don't know what it means. I don't know what misquote means. I don't know what standing behind mistakes means. And I don't know what holding on to the information means. He's holding on to it physically, like he has it on a piece of paper, or he still believes it.
I really don't know. What I do know is that this man should not be involved in law enforcement in any way, shape, or form.
Reportedly, he's also concerned that American Airlines is going to phase out complimentary cabin pressure on flights. Oh, whoops, that's on theonion.com today. I'm sorry, Lewis, that's not a real story. Let's be clear. I want to also just say, just because there's no such thing as a marijuana overdose, that doesn't mean that smoking anything, whether it's marijuana or cigarettes, the idea of taking smoke into your lungs, that is harmful, regardless of what it is you're smoking and regardless of cognitive effects and all of that we know. And it's unclear still. There are conflicting studies about whether smoking marijuana for those whose brains have not yet fully developed can actually slow down growth and development of the brain. But that's a separate conversation than this so-called death from marijuana overdose, which has become kind of like Bigfoot or the Sasquatch. So many people talking about it, pointing to it from sources that we can't really trust, like the Daily Current, and we just can't seem to really pin down any examples of it really having happened.
No, we just really need competent reporting and vetted sourcing, I think.